All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Got a beautiful forecast on tap again for today. I hope we get to just keep some of these days for a while before the hot and humid starts to get here. We're about halfway through April, and we're getting some really nice April weather. Today, I think top temperatures climb a little bit into the 80s, but just a little bit. Plenty of sunshine from start to finish, and we'll go with more clear skies again tonight and more cool temperatures tomorrow morning. Maybe not as cool as yesterday when some spots got into the upper 30s. It's not going to be that cool this morning. It won't be that cool again tomorrow morning. Now, I do see maybe a couple of clouds way off to the north. This next boundary is going to try and get here tomorrow, and they'll probably bring us a few clouds, and that is all. We're at 46 this morning in Tallahassee. We're at 51 in Valdosta. We're at 54 in Thomasville. Real pleasant out there, real seasonable out there. There's not much of a breeze or anything like that, so we'll look for some patchy fog. I don't think we're going to find very much. In Bainbridge, we're at 51. In Liberty County, it's 50. Perry's checking in at 47, but Madison High School is checking in at 55, while it's 46 in Live Oak. So a little variety to those temperatures, mostly middle 40s to middle 50s. Now, it's not breezy. It's not going to be today. I don't expect to find a whole lot of fog, but in Perry, our visibility is down below 1 mile, so we've got one spot where we've got some fog this morning. Most of the eastern half of the country, clear, quiet, high pressure, the big weather player, and it will be. As it scoots out of the way, here comes the next boundary. The energy with that boundary is way off to the north. There's going to be lacking moisture around here. It's been so dry. It's going to continue to be so dry. So this is not really going to have a whole lot to work with to wring any showers from it. Maybe it kicks up a few clouds or an isolated sprinkle in a couple of areas where there's some pockets of extra moisture. But for the most part, I don't think anyone's getting wet with this one. And then higher pressure builds back in behind it, more cool, more dry. I mean, cool for middle April standards. We're not going to get things back into winter mode, but I do think maybe the temperatures slide back a little tiny bit before they start to warm up. And we're getting to that point in the year when they do start to warm up, they usually start staying a little bit warmer. So that's just something to keep in the back of your mind. With all that sunshine and all that dry air, it's going to get a little warm, I think, towards the end of the week. Here's that boundary, probably middle of tomorrow afternoon. Not going to do a whole lot, and then the winds turn direction again, start coming in from the northwest, and that brings in some of that cooler and drier for a couple of days. But just a couple of days, because each day with this dry air and these calm conditions and that big dome of high pressure sitting overhead, that air mass is going to moderate a little bit, and things are going to start to warm up, and by the end of the week, we'll watch those temperatures rise, maybe quite a bit. Sunny and seasonable on the Gulf today. Those winds out of the southwest, less than 12 knots, and seas down below 2 feet. So another nice day for the boaters. We've got to that point where the UV index is in that very high category. So we're talking 20 minutes or less unprotected skin can burn. So you're going to want to put that sunblock on. And the water temperature is up over 70 degrees, up to 71. Most of us this morning, close to 50. We'll go 40s and 50s for temperatures. Clear, cool, light winds. Sun will be up at 7, 11. Should be another day of straight up sunshine all day, seasonable. I bet we make 82, 83 in some of the warm spots. Maybe not everybody gets that warm, but we should see a lot of low 80s for top temperatures. And then tonight, it'll be a lot of low 50s. Maybe not as cool tomorrow morning. We'll start to look north and west to see if a few clouds start creeping this way as that boundary starts getting a little bit closer. But again, without a lot of moisture for that boundary to work with, we're probably not going to find very many clouds even then. Here's the extended forecast. You see how the temperatures readjust a little bit? They perk up a smidge today and tomorrow both. Then we bring in that next air mass on Wednesday. That's when temperatures slide back a little bit. So instead of seeing low 80s, we end up in the upper 70s on Wednesday. Instead of seeing temperatures creeping up a little higher in the 50s like we should tomorrow morning, they'll slide back into the 40s again on Wednesday morning. But notice how those daytime temperatures increase by Friday, Saturday. I think we're talking at least middle 80s by Friday and Saturday. And notice the morning temperatures, they're starting to creep up too. We're going to be getting towards, the end of April here before you know it. Usually that's when things start getting a little toasty. So we'll keep our eyes on that. We'll expect some really nice weather though most of the week.